Presented by First Merchants Bank. First Merchants Bank, helping you prosper. Get ready to learn more about the Columbus Blue Jackets players and coaches, as well as find out what's going on this week in the NHL. Now let's join Bob McElligott for the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank.
Well, the calendar has turned to September, and you know what that means. We are just a couple of weeks away from Blue Jackets training camp opening at the Ohio Health Ice House. Welcome to the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. I'm Bob McElligott, joined this week by Dylan Tyre. And Dylan, can you believe that summer is, let's just say, unofficially over? How about that?
Well, I don't like to hear that because I love summer. I love spending time outside. Luckily, the weather isn't too bad yet. Like, we got a little bit of a chill last week, which I actually appreciated. It's still warm out there, but let me tell you, inside Nationwide Arena, it has gotten cold. I'm going to start to have to wear sleeves around this place. They actually have the ice in there today. The ice went in. Some of the lines and the creases are being painted, all of that. I saw some players skating earlier today, so it's like, oh, wait, football just started, but we're getting into it, man. Hockey's about to be back, and you know, I'm getting into that mindset that I'm ready for it. You and I were just talking about the preseason, and now I think I'm ready to go.
I've got to ask you, when people come to you with the age-old question, that I'm sure you get it the way that I get it as well, are you ready to go back to work? What's your response?
No. Why would you ever be ready to go back to work? Come on. But in all reality, you know, what we do is fun. It's a dream, right? Like, you get to go watch games for a living and talk about games for a living. So, well, no, I'm not ready to get back to work full time because, I mean, you know it. It's a grind in the season. You're working a lot. There are a lot of hockey games, and the way the schedule's broken up this year, it's not really broken up. It feels like there's one game after another. But I'm excited for it, you know, like, I'm excited to see how the Blue Jackets look. I'm excited to see the young guys on this team, to see if they're able to continue to take a step. Some of those new players, I'm very eager to see what the kind of restructured, reconfigured bottom six looks like for the Blue Jackets. The new goaltending situation, the prospective tandem of Jet Greaves and Elvis Merzlikins. So I am getting into that mindset where it's like, okay, I'm gearing up. You know, the summer is the off season. It's the time to golf. It's the time to relax. It's the time to not think about sports. You know, there's not too much going on, but I love football. I'm gearing up for football, and I love hockey, and that's right around the corner too. So I'm getting into that mindset.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. You know, people, they seem to be shocked when I say no. Because, and I get it, because they're fans and they can't wait to get back to the arena and they can't wait to watch the team. And like you said, we're the same way. But that being said, I always tell people it's like the first day of school, right? You know it's coming. You know you have to go. You hate the fact that summer's ending and you have to go back. But the minute that you get there and you see all the people you haven't seen for the last 6 months, then you settle right back in, and it's a great time. And that's what we're getting very, very close to right now. As you said, some players are already back in town. Some players are already skating. The ones that aren't here are going to be getting here within just the next couple of days. And you're right. How is this team? It's going to be exciting to see how is this team going to come together, especially on the heels of that team last year. And that team was forced to come together in a very tragic and what could have been a bad way, and it turned out to be a fantastic season. It's going to be really interesting to see how much of that carries over, which I think is going to be a lot, but it's going to be different. There's no doubt about that, right?
Well, when you asked me just a few moments ago, what's the question that everybody's been asking you, are you ready to get back to work? I thought that could have gone two ways. The other one was, hey, what do you think the Blue Jackets are going to be like this season? I have gotten that one nonstop from everybody that I've talked to for the last month or so. And, you know, the answer that I've told them is I think it's going to be pretty similar to last season, right? I think the Blue Jackets are going to be in the hunt at the end of the season. Do I think they're going to be in a playoff spot all year long? At this point, probably not, but I think they're going to be that same exciting team that is battling for a wild card spot. It's going to be that same group of teams, the Blue Jackets, Montreal Canadiens, Ottawa Senators, Detroit Red Wings, teams like that. With that said, though, you look at this offseason, and this was a unique offseason in that really not a whole lot happened. You know, you have the Noah Dobson trade from the Islanders to the Montreal Canadiens leading into the draft. A lot of guys re-signed with their teams. There weren't a whole lot of shakeups in free agency. So did the Metro really get better? I see some regression for some teams around the Blue Jackets in the Metropolitan Division, whereas the Blue Jackets are banking on their young guys taking another step. And then I think that bottom six to be really better than it was last season. You've got that third line perspectively with Charlie Coyle and, you know, wherever Miles Wood fits in potentially on the fourth line. I think you've got something there in the bottom six. So around the Blue Jackets, I'm not sure a whole lot of teams got better in the division. So while I'm saying I think they're going to be a wild card team or in that hunt, if they found themselves in the top three in the Metro, I don't necessarily think I would be surprised by that either.
Well, okay, the funny thing, let's break it down. I just had this conversation with somebody the other day, and you're right. It is a very often asked question during the offseason. What do you think the Blue Jackets are going to be like? And everybody expects this team to make the playoffs, and I'm talking about fans. They expect this team to make the playoffs, to which I say, look, absolutely, I'm on board with you. In this team, I expect them to be in the playoffs, but don't be surprised if there is any kind of a setback. And the reason I say that is it's really easy to look at teams and go, it's really easy to look at the league and say, well, half the league gets into the playoffs, so it's not that hard. Okay, but then you go and you break it down, as you were talking about, Metropolitan Division. Hurricanes are going to be there because they're always there. The Devils, Jack Hughes is back this year. He was hurt for a big portion of last year. You would think that they would be one of those teams. Now, once you get beyond those two, there are questions. Washington was a huge surprise last year in finishing atop the division. But that being said, they retooled their roster. They got younger, and there's no reason to believe that they won't be, successful and be right in the hunt once again. The Blue Jackets are right there. You've got the New York Islanders. They were in the race for a long time last year, and they, as you were talking about, not much changing around the league. However, the Islanders did have some changes, and it started at the top with Lou Lamoriello being moved out as a general manager. Former Blue Jacket Matthew Darche goes in there to take over that program. Look, that's a shot in the arm right there because it's just totally different. The way that Lou operates and has operated since the 1980s, it's a whole new thing. And then they win the draft lottery and get to move up and take the number one overall pick. So there's some excitement there. To me, Pittsburgh and Philly, if I'm proven wrong on this, so be it. But I'm going to tell you right now, those two don't even factor in for me in this division. But, so you've got that. And there we're talking about 4 teams and only 3 spots are guaranteed. And then you got that other division. And you talked about it, Montreal and Ottawa. And because you know that the Florida Panthers are going to be in it. You know that the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be in it. You have a pretty good bet that the Tampa Bay Lightning is going to be in it. Detroit was another team that you mentioned. So all of a sudden you start grouping it all together. Not as easy to make the playoffs as it seems on the surface.
No, definitely not. And, I think it was proven when you watched the playoffs last year that maybe the Metro was a little bit weaker than people thought, just based off of everything that came out of the Atlantic, right? Like the teams in the Atlantic were so good in the postseason. Heck, I know the Maple Leafs didn't advance on, but they gave the Florida Panthers some of their best games of the playoffs, right? Like they very well could have been a team in the Cup final. So there is a whole lot in that division. So, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but when it comes to making the playoffs, you got to be ready to face teams like that. But, I'm with you. Like, I just think there are so many unknowns in the Metro this year. But while we're thinking that, so are the other teams in the Metropolitan Division, right? Like you brought up Matthew Darche. I think he's done a great job to turn around where the Islanders were going on the fly. He trades Brock Nelson to Colorado and gets a good prospect back in Callum Ritchie last year. In the draft, they get Schneider, number 1 overall, Kashawn Aitchison, another big defenseman, Eklund, a good forward, 3 first-round picks. They're now some of the top prospects in hockey, so he's got something cooking there, which I think is pretty darn impressive. I don't think the Islanders will be a factor this year. I'm kind of with you. I'm not too sure about the Flyers. They've got Matvei Michkov, but that's another team that they've got kind of a weird mix of some older players and younger players on that team. Trevor Zegras now a part of that equation as well. The Rangers. You didn't talk about the Rangers a whole lot, but I have no idea what they're going to look like this
That's
season.
why I forgot about the Rangers. How can you do that? Well, you can do it because who's left on the roster? They made some sweeping changes.
Well, they're an aging team now, too. And, a defenseman they seemingly were so excited about, and Keandre Miller was a younger guy. And they've essentially traded him for Vladislav Gavrikov. Miller's down in Carolina now, where he'll probably turn into a great player, the guy that he thought he was going to be, because that seems to be what happens with some members of the Carolina Hurricanes. But you've gotten older on the blue line and getting Gavrikov. He's a good player, right? But he's over 30 now, so you're going to have him, Panarin, Zibanejad, who had a down year last year, JT Miller back in the fold there. So that is an aging roster. It's kind of a weird one, and it's certainly one that I don't think got better this offseason. With that said, they've still got Igor Shesterkin in net. So when you've got a goalie like that, anything can happen. But that's why I'm very curious to see what this division looks like at the beginning of the year. And it'll be competitive from the start. But what I think is, we've got the Olympic break this year. You've got to be in the mix going into that Olympic break, and you have got to come out with your hair on fire out of that Olympic break, because we saw what happened to the Blue Jackets last year. They came out of that Four Nations break and played well, but after that, they hit a big lull that cost them a playoff spot. So this year, you gotta learn from that and be ready. It's going to be a long haul, a marathon this season. But when it comes to hockey, it's kind of a sprinting marathon sometimes, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And guess what? There's no outdoor game this year, because that thing, as great a spectacle as that was, and as fun as it was, man, coming out of that thing, it just sucked the life out of the Blue Jackets. So, it's like so much energy was put into that, and then there wasn't enough on the other side of it, which, ultimately cost them a playoff spot. But you're absolutely right. Now, as we have this conversation, we talk about everybody else. Here's the fairness. And I don't know how you are, but this is me. I'm around these players so much that I take so many things for granted, and I forget sometimes how special the players are that are on this team, because the other teams in the division are out there talking about Adam Fantilli and Kirill Marchenko and Denton Mateychuk coming into the league and being a factor. So, I mean, look, there are plenty of positives here, and there are plenty of great players who haven't even scratched the surface of what they are going to do in the National Hockey League, and that's something that's really exciting.
Well, that's what we're talking about, right? Like, while I'm talking about the rest of the Metro potentially not getting better, you've already got the guys on this team to get better, right? We saw those steps taken last year by Kent Johnson. Denton Mateychuk comes in and, as you said, was a factor right away. Adam Fantilli was a beast in the second half of the season last year. Kirill Marchenko seemed to really establish himself. Dmitry Voronkov in the first half of last season really seemed to establish himself, but then faded a little bit. Progression is never linear, right? I don't expect each one of these guys to take another step forward this season. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You're going to go on a little bit of a lull. What you want to see is that response, though, right? And if those guys are able to respond to some of the downtimes this season, that's when they're really going to get better. And Igor Chinakhov is another big part of that, a guy that I didn't even talk about. If that guy stays healthy and, is engaged in a part of this team this season, what sort of factor is he going to play? So you've got all the pieces. You've got the guys right here to take that next step. And I think this season and going into the following season is when you really want to see them make it. That's when the Blue Jackets are going to get over the hump and not be the team we're talking about on the bubble, but be a team that is in every single year.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Don Waddell comes from Carolina, and the Carolina Hurricanes, I said it when we were talking about the division, they are a lock to be in the playoffs, and that's the way it has been for them. They haven't gotten over the hump. They haven't won the Stanley Cup. I get it, but they're always there, and that's where the Blue Jackets are going to be. They're going to be always there, and hopefully they can start by getting in this year. We're going to continue with more fun hockey talk about the Blue Jackets with camp coming up in just a couple of weeks at Nationwide Arena. This is the Inside Edge presented by First Merchants Bank on 97.1 The Fan.
We're known for 3 things: games, conversation, and Common Man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hey there, you've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. but you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993. Again, that's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Hi, I'm Coach Ryan Day, and I've seen firsthand how tough and resilient kids can be. But I've also seen the struggles that aren't always visible. Mental health challenges are real. That's why I'm proud to partner with the Kids Mental Health Foundation. Together, we're helping parents, teachers, and coaches talk to kids about mental health before there is a concern or crisis. Start making kids' mental health a part of every day with free tools and resources at kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org.
He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown! This is what the Buckeyes train so hard for.
Just like Valvoline Instant Oil Change, their techs train like pros to deliver expert service every time.
Wait, are we talking football or oil changes?
Both. Whether it's the Buckeyes on the field or your car in the bay, it's all about preparation and precision.
Can't argue with that.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit VIOC.com/Buckeyes today.
The hunt for Reds October is on. Be here to cheer on your Reds at Great American Ballpark when they take on the Mets in a 3-game series September 5th through the 7th. Join us Saturday, September 6th, when the Reds unveil and dedicate a statue to honor Reds broadcasting legend Marty Brennaman on Crosley Terrace, presented by Encore Technologies. All fans attending the game will receive a commemorative ticket to mark the historic day. Get your tickets now at reds.com/tickets.
Attack and dominate. Morning Juice is on YouTube and 10TV Plus.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Join Bobby Carpenter and Tito weekdays starting at 6 or watch on demand. More Bobby, less commercials. The Fan.
It's Wilson from That Other Window Place, and this is the Secrets of Pella podcast. Secrets of Pella, where we try to expose Pella Windows secrets. Okay, Leslie from Pella, with this easy slide operator, I can slide open this window with just one finger. What are you guys hiding?
Well, we're not hiding anything, but that slide is cool, right?
All right, cut. Leslie, it is so cool. Look, I'm opening it with just one pinky.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean, interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. I would know. I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my two best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
You hear that crunch? It's not just any crunch. It's cheesy to the edge crust that only comes from a Jets Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed dough topped with premium mozzarella, the freshest ingredients, and ladled with Mama Jet's secret sauce. Then baked to perfection in steel pans born on Motor City lines. I bet you're real hungry now. Go ahead. Visit jetspizza.com for daily hot deals. Jets. Better because it has to be.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Sunny skies, a bit of a breeze, and a dry finish on this Wednesday. Temperatures in the low 80s. Overnight down to around 60 degrees with the cloudy skies and a couple of showers and maybe a storm. As we go through the day, showers out. We'll see some sunshine back in, but it will end breezy and cool Thursday with highs only around 70. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Can't get enough Blue Jackets conversation? Good news. It's Hockey O'Clock. It's the Inside Edge with Jody Shelley and Bob McGilligan. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Welcome back to the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. We're talking about training camp starting in just a couple of weeks. Jake Christensen, Blue Jackets defenseman, is a guy that is really going to be looked at during this training camp, I think. And I'm going to talk with him coming up in just a few minutes. And Dylan, I want to ask you about him. But first, I want to talk about there are some big events that are coming up. It's 25th anniversary season for the Blue Jackets. And there's a big event coming tomorrow night. It is a first of its kind, really, event coming up tomorrow. It will be at Huntington Park, across the street from Nationwide Arena, where the Columbus Clippers and the Columbus Blue Jackets are getting together for a Blue Jackets night. There's a special jersey that is going to be worn by the Clippers for that game. I know you've seen the logo for this thing, and I think it's fantastic. And I think it's it's not a new partnership by any sense of the imagination. I mean, the Clippers have been in town since 1977, but this is a really good new thing. There'll be some Blue Jackets on hand to sign autographs. Boone Jenner's going to throw out the first pitch at the game, so it's something I'm really looking forward to.
Well, I know you are. You love calling those games, and I've had the chance to call those games in the past too, which is awesome. And I always think it's good when you've got crossover like this between the teams in Columbus. And the fact that I don't think you ever equate baseball and hockey season, really, right? Like, you've got October when the World Series and the playoffs are going on, and it's the start of hockey season at that point. But outside of that, when do hockey and baseball really ever cross over? They don't. So I think this is a fun way to get people involved. I think the Clippers colors kind of match up right with what the Blue Jackets have going too. So I think that logo makes sense. It's a natural fit. It's just a way to get people excited. And heck, we're neighbors down here in the Arena District too. I know Blue Jackets employees love going over to Huntington Park for some of those business day specials, the day games during the season. And now they get to do it with some of the players at nighttime. So it's a good way to get people together. Like we saw it last year with the Blue Jackets and Ohio State collaborating for the Stadium Series game. And now we get some Blue Jackets action at Huntington Park. So it's always fun.
Yeah, it will be a lot of fun. And that game is on Thursday night, tomorrow night, as you listen to this on 97.1 The Fan. The game is tomorrow night. That is September the 4th. The game starts at 6:35. You can get your tickets by going to clippersbaseball.com and come out and see some of the Blue Jackets, get some autographs, and enjoy a baseball game in the Arena District. It's a great social setting. There's no doubt about it, to come out and sit out at the ballpark, especially this week when the weather's been so nice. It's like your last taste of summer at the ballpark. So come out and enjoy it with us. I talked about Jake Christensen and how important this training camp is going to be for him. And I mean, I'm really going to watch this guy because he played a lot of games last year. He played, 68 games for the Blue Jackets last year. Third pair defenseman Eric Goodbranson was out for a lot of the season. That led into that. But then when Goodbranson was back, Damon Severson was a healthy scratch a lot, and Christensen was still in the lineup. This guy was never drafted into the NHL. He was signed by the Blue Jackets, gets into the system, does well in the American Hockey League, has done well here in the National Hockey League. Heck, they gave him a 2-year contract during the season last year. And there's so many questions. There are different questions, but, I mean, this is one that I'm really focusing on because can Damon Severson rebound from the year that he had last year? And part of the answer to that question is, how good is Jake Christensen going to be? Because Jake has a chance to kind of force decisions based on his play, doesn't he?
Well, if I would have told you at the start of last season that Jake Christensen was going to play 68 games, what the heck would you have said to me? Like, I remember you and I having a conversation during the summer on the Inside Edge last year, right after Jake was signed. And we were saying, the way this contract shakes out, this guy is going to be in the NHL at some point just what is that role going to be? And as it turned out, he was, a bottom pair guy for the Blue Jackets, a third pair guy, and he did so pretty darn admirably, right? Like, how often did you say, oh man, Jake Christensen did something bad? I don't think you said that a whole lot last season, which frankly is what you're looking for out of a third pair defenseman. He was steady Eddie back there, and 68 games is nothing to sneeze at, right? Like, the guy played solid hockey last season, and he did it a lot. Mind you, this is a guy that came up as an offensive defenseman. He was a goal scorer, a guy that created a lot of offense in the WHL. He was signed by the Blue Jackets and played a few years in the AHL, where, he might have been the best defenseman in the AHL for his last 2 seasons there. Again, an offensive-minded, creating defenseman, a guy that was scoring, a guy that was passing, playmaking, creating offense for the Cleveland Monsters. Is that his role anymore? No, because the Blue Jackets have Zach Werenski, and they've got Ivan Provorov and other guys that are directing traffic in that top 4. So Jake's kind of had to change the player he is and become steadier defensively. And I think if you were to talk to Chris Clark, the Blue Jackets director of player personnel and the guy that's the GM for the AHL team up in Cleveland, that's what Jake was working on for years. They wanted to see him really develop that two-way game, and eventually that's what got him the call up to the Blue Jackets, and that's what allowed him to stick last year. So I think it's a credit to Jake just to be able to be that guy now. He's changed his game, and the fact that he played 68 games last season and doing that says a whole lot. Will it be hard for him to crack the lineup this year? Yeah, if Damon Severson and Eric Goodbranson are going to be healthy and they're going to play well this season, it'll be hard for Jake, but that's what you want. You want that competition. And, I do think he has the advantage right now of being a left shot defenseman when the Blue Jackets have potentially 2 right shot defensemen competing to be in that third pair, maybe even higher than that. But you know what I'm saying here? Like, there's going to be some competition to get into the 6th defenseman, and whoever that 7th D that's out is going to be pushing to get in, right? Like, that's just the way it is with the Blue Jackets. A guy that played a lot last season is probably going to be the odd man out, whether it is a Severson or a Goodbranson or a Jake Christensen or maybe even somebody else. So it's a credit to Jake for putting himself into that position because, very simply and very easily you could say, oh yeah, Jake Christensen's going to be the 7th defenseman on the Blue Jackets this season. He'll play when they need him, but he's worked himself into that position, and he showed that he could be more than that last year.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And, I expect him to really make those decisions difficult for the management here and for the coaches, and not just in training camp, but night in and night out as to who's going to be in that lineup and who's not. Dylan, thank you very much. Always great to catch up with you. And we're going to be at it pretty soon here, buddy. It'll be preseason games before you know it, in just a couple of weeks.
Yep, can't wait for it, Bob. Thanks for being with me. Big preseason. Jake Christensen, one of those guys that's got to prove himself. It's a big preseason for all of us, though, getting back in shape.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. Well, we'll hear from Jake in just a moment. In the meantime, I want to remind you to get your Blue Jackets ticket plan for the upcoming season. You can choose the matchups that you want. The plans start at 11 games, and savings of up to 40% exist for you. Plus, you can enjoy flexible payment options and get bonus tickets for family and friends. Learn more by going to bluejackets.com/ticket plans. This is The Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank on 97.1 The Fan.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
This just in. Hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has expanded strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today. We're raising the bar with these benches. And our hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all the best-in-class equipment we've always had. There's no better time to get stronger. So join Planet Fitness today and save. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Offer ends September 12th.
See Home Club for details.
Scotty Vegas here. Smartest bet of the season? Bet on yourself. I needed a weight loss plan that fit into real life. Tailgates, road trips, kids' nights, and still lets you eat. Week 1 with Awaken 180, I was down 6. By the end, 45 pounds gone. That's with wings, chili, meatballs, sausages, all the good stuff. It's the Tailgate transformation. Structure, coaching, and food that tastes like a win. Make the smart play. Start your Tailgate transformation at awaken180weightloss.com.
Coffee, iced cap, refreshers. Tim Hortons has all your favorite beverages. And now you can get your favorite bite for less. When you buy any size beverage, add a baked daily donut for $1, a tasty bagel for $2, or a freshly cracked hot breakfast sandwich for just $3. So next time you order your favorite Tim's beverage, add something that satisfies your cravings and your wallet. The $1, $2, $3 menu. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer in restaurant. Tax extra exclusions and terms apply.
We here at The Fan want to make your mornings as enjoyable as possible. That's why we bring you T-Bone and Tybus, a delightful blend of sports conversation and laughter. A show so good you'll forget all about your dead-end job and underachieving children. Maybe you saved a lot of money to send them to private school, and then your daughter shacks up with some dude named Fuzz. And you can't tell if your wife's angry or not because she's had so many filler shot in her face that it can't move anymore. Anyway, T-Bone and Tybus, it's good.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Styles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. Football runs deep in my family. My dad played here, and now my brother and I are proud to carry on that tradition. At Monogram Homes, family matters too. They treat every homeowner like one of their own, building with care, precision, and pride. Monogram doesn't just build houses, they build homes, crafted just for you. So whether you're starting your first home or designing your dream space, Monogram Homes has got your back every step of the way. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
All Blue Jackets, all the time. This is the Inside Edge with Jody Shelley and Bob McElligott. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Welcome back to the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. I'm Bob McElligott. Tonight, I am joined by Blue Jackets defenseman Jake Christensen. And Jake, thanks for taking some time with me as summer is coming to an end. What's your summer been like out there in Vancouver?
It's been great. Enjoying it with some family and friends, training. Spent some time with KJ, Silly, Sivo. Came back to Columbus for a wedding. So, yeah, no, it's been great. I've enjoyed it, but definitely excited to get back.
You know, you're the one guy that I knew when I would talk to that you would be spending time with teammates, especially Kent Johnson. I mean, that's a layup. That's a no-brainer. You're going to see him. But you mentioned a couple of other guys. How nice is it that you get to see those guys a little bit during the summertime and you don't have to wait for months until you get back to work?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, obviously some great friends that we get to spend a lot of time with during the season, but then during the summer, it's a little bit of a different vibe, and you get to unwind and talk to those guys and hang out with those guys and kind of see what they do in the summer too, and see what their setups are like. So yeah, no, it's great. I really enjoy that, spending time with teammates during the summer.
All right. So what have you been doing besides spending time with them? I mean, what has what has the summer been basically for you? How's your day been structured during the off season?
Pretty much, it's a pretty standard training day. Just either skate then workout, or workout then skate. And then if I can, I like to golf, but majority of the time on the weekends. So yeah, just golfing, skating, training, hanging out with friends, spending time in the sun.
Guys approach it a little bit differently on an individual basis. How much time did you take after the season ended off the ice? What did you skate again right away? Did you take some time off? Because I know guys vary in different ways they approach it and they do it.
Yeah, no, I don't like to take a ton of time off after the season, so I pretty much get right back on the ice. 2 weeks. I had my ribs right after the season broken from that in one of the games, so I couldn't do much for 2 weeks, and then I just kind of slowly got right back into it. But no, I don't like spending too much time off the ice. I just nothing really more than just I really enjoy being out there.
Rib injuries are kind of the worst, aren't they? Because there's so many things that you're limited that you can't do, the different ways you can't turn your body, or things that you are going to do, things you have to do in life that just cause pain.
Yeah, no, I'm lucky. It actually healed pretty quick and felt pretty much normal very soon thereafter after the season. So thankful for that. But yeah, no, everybody's been saying that it's a nagging injury that is a tough one because you can't really do much for it. But no, I was lucky.
Yeah, I think rib injuries and the oblique strains, that muscle, and that's absolutely the worst. Okay, so we know you've been working throughout the summer, but is there anything fun that you did this year? Maybe something that you haven't done before? Did you do anything adventurous this summer?
Anything adventurous? Yeah. On the top of my mind is I went fishing last Saturday with a family friend of mine, Neil Crystal. Shout out to him. He took me out on his boat early in the morning out here, just right out by our house in Vancouver. So that was really fun. I've never been fishing on a boat, just on the dock when I was younger as a kid. But no, that was awesome. I really enjoyed that. Looking to get out there a couple more times here.
So yeah, it must have been good. Did you catch anything?
Nothing too crazy. We caught like a couple pink small salmons. We ate the one for dinner, but nothing to write home about. We were looking for something bigger.
Hey, for those people that haven't been to Vancouver, can you just explain how special that area is? Because there's so many varying things that you can do there. I mean, you're right on the water. You're a very short drive from being in the mountains. You can experience a lot of different actually climates and a lot of different terrain in a short period of time, right?
Yeah, no, I love Vancouver. I'm the biggest. We live on the North Shore, and I'm the biggest North Shore advocate. There's really, you got something for everyone here. You can go short drive down to the water, and if you want to paddleboard or boat or kayak, stuff like that, or just play in the water, lay on the beach, and then another 10 minutes up the road you can do hiking and mountain biking and stuff like that. I'm not really a hiker or mountain biker, but yeah, there's a lot of great stuff here, and I just enjoy the views of the water and looking out at downtown and in West Vancouver. That I really enjoy walking like after dinner when the sun's going down. So it's just a nice way to end the day. And so yeah, no, it's great. We spend a lot of time at the rink and a lot of time at the gym, but then other than that, I like to go get coffees and just walk around, enjoy the sights.
The Pacific Northwest is known a lot for clouds and rain. We see that during the season a lot of times when we go there. What's it like in the summertime? What's this summer been like as far as that goes?
It's been super sunny. During the summer, it's great. The sun is not too overwhelming. It's, the temperature doesn't get too hot, but it is nice and warm, and it hasn't rained a ton out here at all. So we've had a really good summer weather-wise. We've been lucky.
Well, that's good. Obviously, it's always good when you have your downtime. You like to have nice weather, right? When you're going to be inside, you don't care if it rains. But
yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. You talk about
the rain. The rain can get in the way of a golf round for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. You talk about your teammates that you spend time with during the summer, but there's plenty of guys out there in that area that play in the National Hockey League. And who have you been skating with this year?
This summer I've been skating. There's a lot of good players out here, right? So there's guys that I traditionally skate with are Kent Johnson, Angus Crookshank, Connor Bedard, Max Celebrini, Aiden Celebrini, Andrew Crystal, Tyler Crystal, Dan Heinen, Jansen Harkins. There's a lot of good players out here. So there's no shortage of competition at skates. It's always unbelievable, and these kids are always pushing it out there. So no, I think it's an unbelievable environment to get better, and ultimately we have a lot of fun out there, and we're really competitive. So no, it's good. I'm thankful that I'm in a situation where I get to skate with guys like that.
Now, all those names are big names and a lot of great players, as you said. But let's be honest. Connor Bedard is the name that kind of jumps out. I mean, when you're a first overall pick, you tend to get that kind of clout. As a defenseman, I don't know what kind of stuff you guys are doing, but as a defenseman, to skate with him, maybe do a little bit of defending against him, how much does that help your game, do you think?
Oh, it helps a ton. He's obviously very crafty offensively, so you have to try to find ways to defend against him often in the summer. So yeah, no, I think it's great. Also, Max Celebrini. I'm not sure, Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah, that's pretty good too. Yeah, sorry, you're right.
An amazing player too, and I've been skating with him a lot lately, and he's just awesome. So yeah, those two guys, they, I can't. There's a lot of good players out here, so I can't, just say those two guys. But they're amazing. They're amazing players, and they're always so impressive to watch play and be around, and hard to defend against. But I think it's always a nice challenge.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a first overall, as both of those guys were in their draft years, I mean, that draws attention. But you have to play all the time in a practice against a guy that was a fifth overall, your teammate Kent Johnson, which is that's a challenge, big enough challenge in and of itself, isn't it?
Yeah, oh for sure. And he's so crafty that sometimes you don't really have a great read on what he's gonna do. So no, yeah, there's a lot of players at our skates that first of all work so hard and are so skilled that it makes it so good for a defenseman like me.
I know this is more of a question for Kent, but you're there at these skates and you see it. You think he's trying to pick up anything from those two guys and maybe give them a little bit something too?
Yeah, I think they're always bouncing ideas off each other, watching each other, learning from each other. I think that it's just a good environment for everyone out there.
Talking with Jake Christensen, Blue Jackets defenseman, training camp getting ready to start just a couple of weeks away. And, Jake, I got to ask you, this summer there was a lot of question about what was going to happen on the blue line with this Blue Jackets team. Would Provorov come back as a free agent? Obviously he did. Would Dante Fabro come back as a free agent? Yes, he did as well. You're a guy that got a lot of time last year. You played a lot of games. And, going into this season, you look at that top four, it looks like if things go the way it did most of last year, that's pretty set. Eric Goodbranson comes back now at the end of the year last year, but you were the guy that played on that left side on the third pair a lot. You mentioned David Severson. He's looking to get his game back. As you approach this training camp, what's your mindset, or how do you look at it? Is there anything different now than there ever has been for you?
No, I don't think anything different than there ever has been. I mean, I've never really been slotted in to be a top guy my whole career. So, and I think it's more just about how I prepare and how I play in training camp is all that I can control and focus. So I'm just going in trying to be the best player I can and best version of myself. So, yeah, go in with that mindset and everything will take care of itself.
Tonight, I'm talking with Blue Jackets defenseman Jake Christensen here on the Inside Edge. I want to remind you not to miss out on the upcoming Grateful Dead and Star Wars ticket packages. Now, each purchase includes your game ticket and an exclusive jersey. To find out more, go to bluejackets.com/promotions. More with Jake Christensen as the Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank, continues here on 97.1 The Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. Just freak the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years, and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL, 614-962-7355, or selltohometeam.com.
Buckeye fans, introducing Behind the O, the brand new app packed with original, athlete, and fan-driven Ohio State sports content. It's free to download in the App Store on iOS and Android, and every time you open it, you're helping generate NIL dollars for your favorite Buckeye athletes with zero cost to you. Get exclusive access to fresh, behind-the-scenes videos, training routines, athlete lifestyles, and more from every Ohio State sport. Don't wait. Download Behind the O now and get closer to your Buckeyes than ever before.
Behind the O, free for fans, NIL for athletes.
IKEA is celebrating 40 years of making home dreams possible in the U.S. Visit us in store September 3rd until the 23rd for limited time offers and experiences like our Ortianta streetwear collection, our new Tilvercott furniture, daily chances to win gift cards, and more. Come celebrate 40 years of meatball-fueled shopping, brave attempts at our Swedish names, and the inexplicable need for stylish modern design. Offer valid September 3rd through September 23rd, 2025. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary. See store and ikea.us.com for details. Restrictions apply.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
Getting started in hockey has never been easier. The Blue Jackets Learn to Play program, presented by Performance Columbus in association with Moo Express Car Wash and Kroger, is an introductory ice hockey program for boys and girls ages 4 to 10. Classes are held year-round at the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. Registration includes age-appropriate instruction and head-to-toe equipment, yours to keep. Hockey starts here at bluejackets.com/learn-to-play.
Create career momentum with us at Worthington Steel. Whether you're a recent grad or a seasoned veteran looking to level up, we'll empower your journey. Join a team that puts people first with career development programs, competitive pay, and excellent benefits, including lower health insurance premiums than comparable companies. Let's drive steel forward together. Apply today at worthingtonsteel.com/careers. That's worthingtonsteel.com/careers.
Let's talk interest rates. Not that kind of interest. I mean interest in you. At First Merchants Bank, we are 100% interested in your success. Our bankers provide a level of attentiveness unlike any other. We're here to get to know you and to be a helpful partner in your financial success. Aren't you tired of your bank just saying they care about your business? Make the switch to First Merchants Bank and feel the difference of real, honest interest in you. First Merchants Bank. For a better banking experience, visit firstmerchants.com/switch, helping you prosper.
Can't get enough Blue Jackets conversation? Good news. It's Hockey O'Clock. It's the Inside Edge with Jody Shelley and Bob McGilligan. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Welcome back to the Inside Edge. It's presented by First Merchants Bank. My guest tonight, Blue Jackets defenseman Jake Christensen. Jake, I got to ask you about last year, and it was a special group that you were a part of here last year. It was a special season. I know you came up just a couple of points short from making the playoffs as a team, but you've been around here, whether it's been in Cleveland or whether it's been with the Blue Jackets. What in your mind was different last year? I mean, I know the situation with the passing of Johnny was horrible, and you guys approached it. We're talking about having a good mindset with you personally. I mean, if your team doesn't approach things the way they did last year, you're not in a playoff position going down into the final week of the season. But, other than that, what did you see from this team, and what kind of things happened that you expect are going to just continue and get better going into this training camp?
I think a lot of things go into a good locker room, and I think that we grew as a locker room throughout the whole season. I feel like it was just such a good group. And yeah, obviously with the Johnny situation, we went through a lot early in the season, and guys, veterans like Monty and guys like that were great to have around. And I felt like we were kind of very, very tight together because of what we had been through as a team. And then there's an aspect of, I think Dean really brought the team together, and I think he has a way of doing that and bringing a group together. And ultimately, I think we were all just pulling on the same rope. We all were like-minded. We wanted the same goals. And I think there's a lot of reasons why the guys were so motivated to do that. But no, I think it was awesome. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the group. It's awesome. I'm excited to see the guys again this season and get back to it. And I think having Dean another year now is going to be great, because we can build off kind of what we've been pushing as a team.
This is going to seem like a crazy question to you, maybe in a way, but with the injuries to Boone Jenner and Erica Branson early in the year last year, that they were out for a long period of time, other guys had to step to the forefront and become leaders, maybe in a different way than they have been before. And one of those guys is a guy you're around all the time, and that's Zach Werenski. What did that do for the team, too, as far as, other voices becoming involved, other guys having to step up their games to, kind of not just fill in the roles that were not there with those injuries, but, just to bring it together more as a team? Did that just, those you never want to have injuries, but those things kind of benefited a lot of players in a different way, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think anytime there's injuries, guys have to step up in multiple sorts of ways. And then those guys were still around, Boone and Goody leading throughout that whole process. So they weren't, just because they're injured, they weren't completely out of it. But yeah, they weren't there during games and stuff for a certain stretch of time. But yeah, no, Z was amazing. I mean, I love Z. I love watching him play. I love learning from him. It's just nice and a good opportunity for me that I can watch a guy like that, especially the season he had. And just the way he carries himself, the way he leads and stuff. It's a great thing to be watching and trying to learn from daily. So yeah, no, there was a lot of, any situation like that, especially with two guys going down, it feels like it's a big thing to pick up. But I think that the guys in that room did a great job. And Z and Monty was great too. He was a new addition to our team, but just like an awesome guy right away in the room. I loved hanging out with Monty, and just with everything that went on, I feel like he was so huge for us.
Yeah, he was a glue. There's no doubt about it with that. Mm-hmm. You mentioned Dean Evason and the way he has the ability to bring a team together. Last year when you came into camp, Dean was the new head coach here. Nobody really knew what to expect. Don Waddell was a new GM. Nobody still really knew what to expect. How nice is it coming in this year that is solidified, that you know these guys, you worked with them already, you know their expectations, you know that they know you and you know them. What's the comfort level there like?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think coming into camp this season, you have an idea on what they expect from you already, so you can try to start building off that from the start. So no, I think it's great. I think it should be really good for our team, and everybody that was there last year knows exactly what he demands and what he wants. And so I see that helping us a lot.
Jake, going into training camp this year and coming out of it to start the season, you guys are going to have something you haven't had for the last couple of years. Expectations. I know you always had them of yourselves, but now you caught the attention of the entire hockey world last year, and there are expectations. Is it easy to block out what is outside the room and just concentrate on what's inside with you and your teammates?
Yeah, I think it should be. I think the way that we played last season and some stretches of games that we played, I think that all we can control is going out there and playing our way and building on each game, and the expectations aren't going to do anything for us on the ice, right? So I think it's a great it's great that there's expectations, because I think we earned that, and I'm really excited for the season and just us going out there and continuing to get better every game.
And that's going to be fun, right? I mean, you want to have expectations, as you just said. You want people to notice, and quite frankly, you want to make them notice.
For sure. Yeah. I think it's more so just the it's nice to see that we're moving in the right direction, and it was a good season last year to the point where we had good stretches. Obviously, not making the playoffs is frustrating, and our ultimate goal is to win the Stanley Cup. So we felt far short of that. But this season, I think that we're going to take a step and get closer to that goal.
All right. So when are you going to get to Columbus? How many days before training camp? What are your plans?
I'm flying in on September 6th, so a week and a bit before.
That seems to be a big day. I've talked to a couple of guys, and that's a big date. So
is that okay? I haven't. Who else is coming in then?
Well, I talked to Miles Wood, and Miles was coming in that day. So there's
nice.
So that's a new teammate for you to get to meet.
Yeah, I met him.
You're anxious to see some of those new guys.
Yeah, I met him when I came in for Werenski's wedding. When I was in Columbus for a couple of days, and not Wood. I met Charlie Coyle.
Right.
And sorry, yeah, I haven't met Miles Wood, but I met Charlie Coyle, and he seemed like a really nice guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I'm looking forward to seeing how those guys fit in. I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys again, too, because last year it was so much fun, and those expectations we were just talking about, I think that's great for everybody. So have safe travels coming in. Enjoy the time that you have left out there in Vancouver, Jake. And when you get to camp, I know what I'm going to see from you. I'm going to see exactly what you told me. I'm going to see hard work, and I'm going to see a guy that doesn't want to get taken out of the lineup. So best of luck to you as you get ready for this camp, and look forward to seeing you talk again soon.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
That is Blue Jackets defenseman Jake Christensen. Man, I can't wait to watch his training camp. That's going to do it for tonight's edition of The Inside Edge, presented by First Merchants Bank. I'm Bob McElligott. You're listening to 97.1 The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you're a sports card fan like me, you've got to check out Midwest Cards in the Arena District, right outside Nationwide Arena. These guys are true collectors themselves, and they've built a shop that lets you experience card collecting in a whole new way. They've got sealed boxes, packs, single cards, signed memorabilia, and plenty of TVs in their lounge. Yeah, they have a lounge. And don't forget the card bar, where you can open packs while you have an adult beverage. It's awesome. Stop by Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I have the greatest lawn in the neighborhood every single year. And the reason why is water and Weed Man. Good news, I'm only selling you one of them. Fall is the perfect time to improve your lawn for next year. The work you do or don't do now is directly reflected next spring. If you want a beautiful spring lawn, it starts now, not next April. Now through the end of September, mention the promo code Common Man and get a free blanket weed control with the purchase of a full program. For a free quote, go to weedman.com. That's weedman.com.
Save big on your next project right now at Menards. From quick fixes to heavy repairs, our Masterforce industrial-grade mechanics hand tools are designed for maximum strength and durability to get the job done. Save big on the Masterforce 220-piece mechanics tool set. On sale now through September 7th. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals.
Save big money at Menards.
Dormar!
Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in his tidy whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair.
Dormar, you're kind of cute.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details